Hello and welcome to Tabletop War James. In this video I'm going to show you how I made the bases for my Marines. So today's video I'm going to show you how I done the bases on these Space Marines, on the Assault Intercessors from the Indomitus box. I posted them up on the Facebook group on the Indomitus Space Marine page, and a few guys have asked me how I've done the bases, so this video I'm going to show you how I did it. So these are the things you're going to need. We're going to need some bases, of course, 32mm and a 40mm base I've got here just to show you what I'm doing and show you what you need. You're also going to need some Sterling Mud. It's one of the Games Workshop technical paints. I love this stuff. It dries really quick as well, so it's not too bad. You're also going to need some Xandri dust. We will be using an airbrush for this way, but you can get away using a dry brush for that stage as well. Here I've got some Army Painter tufts as well. I've got some Highland tufts, and I've also got some Swamp tufts as well. We're going to be putting these on the base just to finish it all off at the end once everything is dry. So first up, we're going to get the Sterling Mud and our bases, and then what we're going to do is you're going to very sparingly put this on the base. You don't want too much because you put loads on, it takes forever to dry. So we're just going to spread this out on the base, get the base covered as much as possible, and then what we'll do after is use a stippling motion. At the minute you can see me just spreading it out. As you can see, like, a little goes a long way with this stuff. There was a little like sort of half pea size on there, and yeah, it's covering really well, and it really does cover really well. Then what I'll do after is I'll go in and stipple the top of the base, excuse the camera wobble, just to make it so you can't see any brush strokes or anything like that in the base. So I will do the same again on the 32mm base, and then I'll be right back. So what you'll see me do now is I take my finger and I rub it around the rim of the base. This is just to make sure there's none of the Sterling Mud on the rim of the base, so when you paint the base rim at the end of the video or once you've done them all, it just makes the bases look better. Okay, so the next step, you're going to need an airbrush, but you can get away with just dry brushing this step as well. It doesn't quite look as good when you dry brush it, but yeah, I'll use my airbrush, it's a lot quicker. This is my Badger 105. I absolutely love this airbrush, it's my workhorse. You're going to need some thinner as well. But literally put a couple of drops of thinner in there. You really won't need a lot if you're doing a few bases. I use the Vallejo thinner because that's what I've got available at my local store. So we're going to put some thinner in there, then we're going to use the Xandri dust. I already pre-thin my paints in the pots when I buy them, because I paint out the pot, so I always put a bit of thinner in my pots anyway. So it may look a bit runny coming out the pot. So yeah, we put Xandri dust in the airbrush, and then we're going to just back flush it. So what you do is you stick your finger over the end of the airbrush, let a bit of air in, pull the needle back, and it just mixes the paint with the thinner for you. This step is super quick. What you're going to do is just check that the airbrush is spraying okay, and then as you can see here, I'm literally just spraying in a few spots on the bases, and it is so quick. Let's say just to give it a bit of contrast really. And then what you do is you'll leave this to dry, and then we'll come back in after and we'll work on the tufts. So once your bases are dry, we're going to take some of the tufts. Here I'm using the Army Painter, the Highland tufts and the Swamp tufts. I get these from my local store. They are self-adhesive. These are some out of another pack that I've got, but I've just lost the package. So they are self-adhesive. You can just stick them on. Some people do put a bit of super glue or a bit of PVA under them, but I just stick them down. But what I do is I push them right in using my finger, so it helps like spread out the tuft a little bit. Also, when you're doing tufts, try to go with odd numbers. They slightly look better when you're using odd numbers, so like use 3 or 1. You can use 2 if you've got a lot going on the base as well, but for some reason odd numbers look better. I don't know why. Here I'm just putting on a couple of different mixes just to show you that what the different tufts look like, but you can do a mix if you like. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Once you've done the tufts, you can leave it as it is. You can put your models on the bases. You know, like the Indomitus Marines, they are already pegged onto their models, so it's a bit different. You'll have to do all of this while the Marine is on the peg. But yeah, it's really simple, really effective as well. But here is a quick tip. So here I'm using Army Painter Black, and what we're going to do is we're just going to use this just to frame the bases. So what we're going to do is paint your rim. You should always rim your bases. Here I'm having trouble getting it out, so I'll just quickly grab a paper clip and stick it in the end, just to, because the end of the nozzle's dried up. So yeah, paint's dry up in my basement really badly. So yeah, a little bit of black, and then what we're going to do is just paint the rim of the base, and it really does just frame the model once it's all dry. It just makes it look so much better. I mean, you can use Mechanica Standard Grey depending on your colour scheme. Some people use Mechanica Standard Grey, some people use Steel Legion Drab. But because I've got a brown base, the Steel Legion Drab blends it in too much. But if you want your bases to blend in with your table, depending on your colour of your table, I mean, you can paint your rims to match that as well, so it helps blend the models into the table. So guys, quick tips. I hope you like this tutorial. I hope it helps you out. I'm going to chuck some pictures up at the end just to show you what the bases look like on the models, etc. So I hope this is a help. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Tabletop War Games. If you need anything for tabletop wargaming or anything for your hobby, check out ragnarokhobbies.co.uk.